Hey there, Life in Asheville friends and family. We wanted to let you know that we did film this video of East Asheville neighborhoods prior to Hurricane Helene impacting the area.
Right, so stay tuned at the end of the video. We're going to show you some footage of how these neighborhoods may have been affected by the storms.
Welcome back to Life in Asheville. If you are considering a relocation to Western North Carolina, you are in the right spot. Today we're going to take you on a tour of East Asheville. We're going to check out 3 neighborhoods, Haw Creek, Riceville Road, and Beverly Hills.
That's right. All 3 of these neighborhoods are really great, and one thing I love about them is that they're super close to any amenities that you want, commercial and otherwise, and all within 10 to 25 minutes of downtown Asheville.
That's right. Fortunately, we are really easy to get in touch with, so if you want to chat with one of us, you can give us a call, shoot us an email, or use the link in the description below to book a call.
And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We're posting new videos every week, and we don't want you to miss out. All right, y'all, here we are, a big 10,000 foot view of the Asheville area. We've got downtown Asheville right here, and what we're going to talk about and where we're going to bring you today is a couple neighborhoods that are here in East Asheville. They're going to be right in this zone over here. To start you off, I want to show you a little bit of the amenities that you can find in East Asheville, the commercial style amenities. So if you're in downtown Asheville, there's 2 ways that you can get to East Asheville. You could take Tunnel Road, which is this road right here. It goes through a tunnel here, so it kind of cuts off it. That's why it's called Tunnel Road. It goes under Bowcatcher Mountain, and you come down Tunnel Road here, and it's just lined with lots of commercial amenities. Like we've got an Ingles, and we have things like the Verizon store and a Petco, and larger chain restaurants like Chili's and Outback and things like that. And as we hit right down here, and it turns from Tunnel Road, continues this way, and this is actually the way we're going to be going to visit all our neighborhoods. But if we were to cut over down here onto South Tunnel Road, that's where you're going to find the Asheville Mall. We got the Asheville Mall right here. We have Kenilworth, which is a neighborhood right behind us. We've talked about that in videos before. We have Whole Foods over here. You know, I'm always coming this direction to go to places like Lowe's or Target. There's also a Michael's store up in this area as well. I would like to mention that although there are lots of commercial stores here on South Tunnel Road, there are also a couple mom and pop local stores like Elementality. 5th Season is right over here. We've got 5th Season and Elementality in the same little area that you're going to find Whole Foods in. So if you were looking to go the fast route to get to, if you're looking to go the fast route to get to East Asheville, what you would actually do is jump on 240. If you're going to take Tunnel Road, you know, there's a couple lights littered in here, so it'll probably take you about 7 minutes to get over here to the East Asheville amenities. But if you were to jump right on 240, which you can, even if you're coming from all the way over here in West Asheville, you can jump on 240 and you can take it all the way here to the East Asheville exit. And this is probably the exit that you're going to get off to explore the East Asheville neighborhoods, or to go to the mall, for those of you that still want to check out the mall, or to go to Target or something along those lines. So if we're done with all of our shopping over here in East Asheville on Tunnel Road, what we're going to do next is go check out the neighborhoods, and Jessica is going to talk to you first about Haw Creek, which is the first neighborhood on our tour.
Haw Creek is the first East Asheville neighborhood that we're going to share with you today. So this neighborhood area is accessed off of Old Tunnel Road, which is also known as Highway 70, coming down this way, sort of running a little parallel to 240. And this is a really interesting part of town. Actually, there was an outpost in East Asheville that was a stop on a stagecoach line, and that's sort of how the community was developed, was around that access to the area. And it was originally a rural farming community. So you're kind of surrounded by hills in Haw Creek. There's obviously access to water that would have been helpful back in those days. And the Haw Creek area was named after the hawthorn trees that grow along the creeks there. You can see just from looking at this overhead view, if you'll notice here, that we have some similar roofing colors and designs on the map, that Haw Creek has a variety of housing options. So there are a few apartment options in the Haw Creek area, but there are also some townhome communities. These aren't necessarily attached townhomes. It's more like a patio home area where you have what's really considered a single family residence, but it's in an HOA where the land is communally owned, and you might have yard maintenance as part of your HOA fees, and a lot of the homes look really similar, but you have great proximity to all those great amenities that Asha was sharing with you as well. So anyway, as we travel into Haw Creek, there are a few notable things I want to point out. One is here, this little French restaurant called Rendezvous. This is a partner restaurant with our downtown Bouchon. Rendezvous is a great place to go, sip some wine, enjoy a game of pétanque, very similar to bocce ball, and just, have a little neighborhood place to gather. As we head a little further west in East Asheville here, you'll see the Stonebridge community here. This is a townhome community with fantastic long-range views, very well-kept properties, and easy access to amenities. There's a new development, which is kind of at the most western part of which is kind of at the most western part of Haw Creek, known as Abundance Run. Abundance Run is a new development focused on greenbelt construction. The builder is very intentional about all of the processes that they use, the materials that are being used, and the design elements as well. So you can get some long-range views here in Abundance Run and just new, clean, eco-friendly housing. There are two parts of Haw Creek. There's New Haw Creek and Old Haw Creek that you'll hear people say like, oh, I live off of Old Haw Creek, or I live off of New Haw Creek. And so we want to show you a little bit about how those areas are kind of different from one another. So let's travel a little bit down Old Haw Creek. In Old Haw Creek, you're going to find single family homes. There'll be some churches popped throughout the neighborhood. There's some great schools in the Haw Creek area. And you don't really have many subdivisions in Old Haw Creek. Rather, you have like streets with cul-de-sacs. You can see that here, where neighbors will get together, have potlucks, know your neighbors. You can still walk in this area even though there aren't sidewalks. You will see people who are out walking their dogs or walking along the side of the streets. And it's just really like homes on somewhat larger lots, beautiful yards with established and mature landscaping, and a great neighborhood feel. New Haw Creek is not so dissimilar from Old Haw Creek, but I will say that we have more subdivisions coming off of New Haw Creek than we have in Old Haw Creek. One of those subdivisions is called Happy Valley, and another one is called Sonley Estates. Sonley Estates is sort of at the back of New Haw Creek, and there are larger homes, kind of like estate homes really in Sonley, larger lots, beautiful long-range mountain views as you get up more into the higher elevations of Sonley Estates. The Haw Creek community has its own recreation center where you can join as a member to have access in the summer to the pool. They have an East Asheville swim team for the kids. There are tennis courts there, baseball fields, lots of places for kids to play and get together in community sport. That's also close to the Evergreen Charter School. That is a well-known charter in the Asheville area. You can't visit Haw Creek without stopping at the Whale Outpost and the Creekside Tap House. So these two business locations offer an opportunity for folks in the Haw Creek area to get a haircut, get a cold drink, get a coffee here at Penny Cup, and just have, we call this the little downtown of Haw Creek. Let's take a look at real estate in the Haw Creek area as compared to Asheville. So you can see here that the average sale price in Asheville is $607,000, and we're not far below that in the Haw Creek area. So this East Asheville neighborhood sells in the upper 500s and beyond. Of course, like if you're up higher on the mountain and you have better views or more square footage, those areas are going to sell for typically higher prices. And the deal in Haw Creek is that when houses go on the market, they typically don't stay on for very long, and that's because you're in a very desirable area. Haw Creek is within minutes of the amenities that Asha mentioned, but you also have the feeling of being out in an established neighborhood with beautiful views. You're surrounded by the mountains. It really is a lovely and convenient place to live.
Just across Tunnel Road, right here. Here's Tunnel Road. So just across Tunnel Road from Haw Creek, we're going to head to Beverly Hills. That's right, Beverly Hills in Asheville. Not to be confused with Beverly Hills in California, but it's my understanding that it got its name because it's one of Asheville's master suburbs, or originally was one of Asheville's master suburbs, and it was related to Beverly Hills, California in that way, as Beverly Hills is a suburb of Los Angeles. So it's kind of fun. Beverly Hills community is a really close-knit community. Even like if you're in the community, you join the Facebook page, you can find anything from what's going around the area to tips and tricks to keep the bears out of your trash cans. And they have an annual neighborhood yard sale and annual neighborhood picnics and stuff like that. So right here is our Beverly Hills area. I love Beverly Hills because a lot like Haw Creek, it is very close to Asheville. You're coming from downtown, you hop on the highway, and you're right here in Beverly Hills in like 10 minutes. You can also easily access Tunnel Road, as all of these places are. And behind the Beverly Hills area, which we haven't really pointed out yet, we have like a big Walmart and a Kohl's and an Aldi and things like that. So it's just kind of a very well situated community, and even being accessible, like all these communities are, even being accessible to the commercial things over here in East Asheville. It also feels very much like a forest. And all of these places we spoke about today, of course, are so close to the Blue Ridge Parkway. So a couple cool things about Beverly Hills. The neighborhoods is kind of all throughout this area. There's a main entrance to the neighborhood right in this zone over here. And on this side of Beverly Hills, you are going to find the Asheville Municipal Golf Course. This is a public golf course. It's lined by beautiful 80-year-old oak trees. It's one of the gyms. It's one of the oldest courses in Western North Carolina, and it's listed on the National Register of Historic Places, which is kind of cool. And it will be no surprise to anyone that's watched our videos before that this golf course was also designed by the famed course architect Donald Ross, that designed a number of other golf courses in the Asheville area. Something else that I love, if you're not a golfer, like me, not a golfer, you can head over here to the Western North Carolina Nature Center. I love the Nature Center. I've been coming here since I was a kid. Bring my kids here. You do not have to have kids to enjoy it, though. It is a nature center that features plants and animals of the Southern Appalachia. It's 42 acres of exploration and learning. They have a night room for all of our night amphibians that can be found in the area. They also have bears and even a place with donkeys and goats. And one of my favorite things to check out here is the otter exhibit. The otters are just a really playful, fun animal to watch. Also over here, right next to the Nature Center, we have the John Lewis B. soccer fields. So these are turf fields. Lots of HFC is played over here. It's also open to the public, of course. And in addition to that, there is a pool right here next to the Nature Center, as well as a kids' playground. So there's lots of outdoor things to do here right next to the Beverly Hills community. Golfing, Nature Center, pool, soccer, playgrounds. It's great. If you're looking for something a little less outdoor exploration and a little bit more enjoying a brew and a snack and the green, you can come over here to Highland Brewing Company, very easily accessed from Beverly Hills right here down Swananoa River Road. Jump over to Highland Brewing Company and enjoy the outdoor green spaces, or in the winter months, enjoy the indoor spaces. They're sprawling. There's a lot of great beers to have there, and usually a couple food trucks on site. Also, a wonderful feature of Beverly Hills is probably, just the same way as if you were up here in Haw Creek, you can enjoy some of the little cafes and stuff right here on Tunnel Road. One of my favorites just opened up in East Asheville location is the Drippolator. It's a coffee bar, a cafe, if you will. And right here also we have the Battle Cat East. So Battle Cat Coffee East, both great little places to head up. Like if you were living in the Beverly Hills neighborhood, you could go enjoy some morning coffees here at a couple of local favorites. Let's talk a little bit about Beverly Hills real estate. Much more affordable than Beverly Hills, California. The average closed price of homes in the past 4 years is around $445,000. And while we're looking at this map, I would like to be clear that it looks like there's a big drop off in prices and home sales, and that's just because we're comparing it to the greater Asheville area. And of course, if you're comparing the greater Asheville area just to this one little community, like maybe you have 5 listings one year and then 3 listings the next year, and it could contribute to a large drop on a map like this. But much like Haw Creek, the average sales price is a little bit lower than the greater Asheville area. I think it's kind of cool because you can, in Beverly Hills, find a really lovely move-in ready house that's close to town and under $500,000 and still has this really nice community feel, while also being kind of tucked away in these East Asheville neighborhoods that feel like a lush forest. Even if the lot sizes are a little bit smaller, it's still very green and a very beautiful place to call home. We don't have a ton of sidewalks in the Beverly Hills neighborhood, but because the streets are all a little smaller, back streets, you can still enjoy walking the dogs or just enjoying afternoon fall stroll down the beautiful streets of your perfect little East Asheville neighborhood. That's a wrap up on what we've got to share with you about Beverly Hills. Next, Jessica's going to share with you some more about a wonderful East Asheville neighborhood just up Tunnel Road.
Wrapping up our tour of East Asheville, we want to take you down Riceville Road and show you some of the beautiful areas that you could potentially consider if you wanted to relocate to this part of town. Along the way, you can see we've just left Beverly Hills here with Asha, and so along the way, we want you to stop by the Copper Crown. This is a great local restaurant. They have a super diverse menu, really great cocktails. It's a sweet little, you just pop by, it's a small strip mall area, and you can grab a great dinner there. They have all kinds of things on the menu, really great burgers, great appetizers. Do yourself a favor and stop at the Copper Crown. Going down 70 a little bit further, we're going to take a left onto Riseville Road. And the first thing we're going to come to that's of notable interest here is the Asheville VA Medical Center. So our VA in the Asheville area is fantastic. People, veterans obviously come from all different parts of the state to have their healthcare needs met here at the Asheville VA Medical Center. Going down Riseville Road, so we're just heading down this way. You can see that we sort of T-cross intersect here with the Blue Ridge Parkway, runs right through East Asheville, and a stop along the route there would be the Southern Highland Craft Guild and Folk Art Center. The Folk Art Center represents artists from Southern Appalachia. You can find beautiful crafts there. There's always a gallery going on with different featured artisans, and they also have a wonderful gift shop. So if you're interested in picking up a great piece of art during your stay in Asheville, that's a wonderful place to do it. I'm not going to lie to you, going down Riseville Road can be a little twisty turny, okay? It is a curvy road. So if you're a person who is prone to car sickness, you need to either get in the driver's seat or take your car sick medications and roll down that window, because we are winding down some country roads here in this area, and you're going to want to make sure that you're okay. You'll see here that there are some churches throughout the Riseville community area. And while there are some small businesses and churches and things like that, really we're looking at rural sort of farmland community in the green pastured areas, and then forested areas going up, creating those mountain ranges again. So as you go out further, we've got a couple of different neighborhoods we want to highlight for you. One of them being Riseville Forest. This community of homes are on decent sized lots. They are all very wooded. You will have some natural light, but in the summer months, it's going to be very filtered through the trees. You are not far from the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's kind of one of those neighborhoods that you could walk out your front door and get on a trail and have an excellent little exercise of a hike. Likewise, Buffalo Mountain is a very similar kind of neighborhood. Wooded, kind of winds up. You have a lot of privacy here because of the foliage and the dense trees that are in the community. And also want to highlight Shope Creek while we're out this way in East Asheville. So Shope Creek Road leads all the way up to a trailhead that puts you into Pisgah National Forest. So it's a great spot for local people to go and hike. You'll see, water out there, some good views, just really, really beautiful. And if you want to explore the idea of maybe living in this part of East Asheville, there's a fun spot called Mod Cabins that you might want to check out while you're in the area. Book yourself a stay, take it in like a vacation, and if it feels right for you, then you might want to call the Shope Creek area or even the Riceville part of East Asheville home. We can help you with that. As we head out of the Riceville area, I also want to highlight the neighborhood of Sovereign Oaks. So Sovereign Oaks is really a luxury type neighborhood out here in East Asheville. Yes, you have to go down some windy roads to get there, but believe me, it is worth the drive. The property out here adjoins Bull Creek, so you are going to be able to have some property options that have creek frontage. These are larger, more estate-like homes. The square footage can really range from anywhere from 1,500 on up, but the lots themselves are at least a minimum of an acre usually. So you're going to have a larger lot, typically more modern construction, and just a beautiful location all in all. So you can see here what a lovely neighborhood this is. Now let's talk a little bit about the real estate of Sovereign Oaks as compared to Riseville Forest as compared to Asheville. So in Asheville, remember that your average sale price of a home is around $600,000. In Sovereign Oaks, that's going to be double. So you're looking at an average of 1.1 million to get into the Sovereign Oaks community. And when those houses come on the market, we tend to have high demand and tight inventory here, so they do move pretty quickly. And then of course Riseville Forest, it's not going to be that much less than the average Asheville sales point. So Riseville Forest is around $575,000. So again, you're looking at a really great location that puts you 25 or so minutes from town, but you feel like you could be hours away because you're in the forest, you have privacy. It's absolutely beautiful. And finally, before we go, I want you to notice here we are in Sovereign Oaks that the further east we head, the closer we get to the Swannanoa area. So Warren Wilson College, we featured in our 3 towns east of Asheville video when we explore the Swannanoa area, and that is neighbor to the Riseville Road area. So a lot of the neighborhoods that we talked about today are going to have quick access to the Warren Wilson trail system, the trails around the college as well. So it's just a great spot to sort of be in between Asheville and Swannanoa. It's really beautiful out there, and there's a lot of nature fun to be had.
Thanks for joining us on our tour of 3 neighborhoods in East Asheville. We're wrapping up here in downtown Haw Creek, just 10 minutes from downtown Asheville.
Remember, we are super easy to get in touch with. You can give us a call, send us an email, or use the link in the description below to book a chat with one of us. We hope that you will love Asheville as much as we do.
Absolutely.
I'm Jessica.
I'm Asha, and we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Here in East Asheville, you can see the golf course behind me. It was affected by the flooding of the river. You can see the sediment all over the course, as well as many downed trees. We'll head down the road and see what the soccer fields look like as well next. Get down the road to get all the way to the soccer fields, but you can kind of see the bridge down there that takes you over there and across the nature center. Luckily, the nature center was on a high enough ground. Manna Food Bank, however, was totally demolished here.
We were on our way down Highway 70 to see how Riseville Road fared about a month now after the storm, and the road is closed, and you can see why. So there's a huge section of the road that's been damaged. There's a lot of erosion and debris buildup over here along the river, and a big portion of the bridge that will need to be repaired.
Here we are, headed out to Riseville Road area. There's the parkway up there, just like you saw before. This part of the neighborhood remains relatively unchanged, besides some trees down. We'll head down a little bit further when we get closer to some waterways and see what it looks like. You can see how some of the power lines are still down and still in repair phases. So many trees came down in these neighborhoods because they were heavily wooded. But while so many trees did come down, you can still see all the trees that are still standing and strong, which is pretty amazing.
And beautiful for fall.
Yeah, fall colors are really showing.
We are driving through Beverly Hills, checking on the state of things over here. You can see that there are still some majestic oaks that are still standing.
Yeah, up here in the neighborhoods, it just feels like very similar to how it did before, besides like some trees down. Once you head over to the golf course, that's where you can see, where the river took hold of parts of the area. Yeah, the lowlands. We're here on Azalea Road, just up from the golf course where we were before. You can really see the damage that has happened down here, just down from the nature center. Just checking out this bridge is where we picked up and moved down by the river. So we can't get over to the soccer fields that we've shown you before, but I'm 100% sure they were underwater at some point.
We're driving down New Haw Creek area and just pulling in over here to the Whale Outpost and the Creekside Tap House. And things are looking pretty normal over here right now. Just like the other East Asheville neighborhoods we've been in, there are creeks and parts of the river that run through these parts. If you're closer to one of those areas, you're going to see more damage than if you're further heading into Old Haw Creek here. Beautiful foliage. Seeing some evidence of tree debris. Everything generally looks pretty good, doesn't it, Asha?
Yeah, like everything is appearing to be in place. Honestly, I'm not even seeing a ton of tree debris in this neighborhood, less than we were seeing in
Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
we're just wrapping up our refresher tour of our neighborhoods in East Asheville post Hurricane Helene.
And really the neighborhoods are relatively intact. I mean, the lower parts of the neighborhoods, or really there weren't many houses down there, but the lower parts next to the river is where you see most of the damage happening. But the neighborhoods in general, we've got trees down and power lines down, and I'm sure people have water in their basements. But ultimately, when we're driving down the street, we can't see any huge hurricane impacts.
Right, which is really what has been what we've seen, I think, for most of the Asheville area. The closer that a home was or a neighborhood was to water, to one of the rivers in our area, the more damage that they saw during the storm event.
Yeah, but it's been really helpful to drive around these neighborhoods and see that they're still looking beautiful, and the trees are like changing color, and that actually gives me a lot of good Asheville hope.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Bye.